Hey there, it's Kimberly Lucht, and today I want to share a meditation to connect with your ancestors. And so if you come from a lineage where you feel very proud and connected to the heritage and the culture, and you feel like, wow, this is definitely part of my blood, this is part of who I am, this is really going to be a beautiful way to step into that a little bit more and just uncover a little bit more about what that means for you in this moment in time, in the current place that you're in. And so for me, if you've been here for a while, you know that I have a really strong, energetic, spiritual connection with my abuelita Blanca Rosa. And it's something that I feel really connected to, especially when I'm able to tune in and be present and be still. So I love to do meditations like these when I want to connect to her energy or to the lineage in general on my mom's side. And my mom's from Mexico, and so it's just something that has always been present with me and something that I want to carry forward into the future, whatever that looks like, right? For myself to connect with it and for you to connect with your heritage and your culture and your ancestors, sometimes it requires us to come back into the body and also to be in stillness with the energy that that brings. Again, ancestors in the sense of the most loving ancestors that you can think of, ancestors in the sense that the people that inspire you the most. If you have ancestors who are difficult to think about and difficult to remember, I don't think that you have to focus on them specifically, but maybe an overall energy of loving ancestors is something that you can bring into this meditation. Okay, fun fact before we start, this Mexican dress is from my abuelita's shop. And it's something that just brings me back to her, like in thinking of her. And I love wearing it when I feel like, okay, like let's tap into this energy. And so if you want to get something right now that reminds you of that heritage or reminds you of that ancestor, you can pause me and grab that. But right now, if you're ready to go and you want to connect to the energy of your ancestors, start by rolling the shoulders a few times and really getting into the body. Maybe you can like kind of shake out the hands. Getting into the body however you want to. This doesn't have to look very linear. It can look even a little weird, but kind of getting into the body in a way that feels like a relief. Like you can sigh out of the mouth, just be like this feels really good. Getting all the creaks out, kinks and creaks. And settling into stillness whenever you feel like that's complete. Again, you can always pause me if you feel like you want to go for more time. But for now, we're going to drop in and tune in to the beautiful vessel of your body. And I gently want you to take one hand down from the third eye, so touching your third eye, so the point right between your eyebrows, then tracing down your face, down towards the throat, touching your throat a little bit here, tracing down towards the collarbones and then onto the heart space, maybe staying here for a few moments, tracing from the heart down to the solar plexus, so kind of this area above the belly button, then traveling down to the area below the belly button, and then gently placing a hand on your womb space. And so we want to invite in an energy of safety here, an energy of care and attention. So finding a way to hold your womb or your stomach area with loving, gentle kindness. Maybe finding a gentle undulation in the body. Noticing what it feels like for the belly to breathe in and breathe out. One more deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling as you undulate back. And as you continue breathing here and undulating, maybe just ever so slightly, maybe undulating so slightly and so subtly that I wouldn't even be able to notice. Finding that gentle womb movement. And as you sit here, feeling into the energy of that space, feeling into the energy of the area from which you came. Finding a moment to call to mind an ancestor of yours that drops in or wants to drop in. And gently visualizing this person standing before you, visualizing them holding space for this interaction, holding space for you, and imagining yourself sitting across from them. Maybe you guys are having a cup of tea or some lemonade or whatever beverage you think this person might have loved. I know for my abuelita, it was cerveza, which means beer in Spanish, for those of you that don't know. And I've never liked any alcohol. So I don't think I'm gonna have a beer, but I see her holding an ice cold beer, a Mexican beer, and I am probably drinking water because I love water. But we're sitting across from each other, and you're sitting across from your ancestor. And I want you to feel into the energy of being in their presence. And even if it doesn't feel like anything in particular, maybe it's so subtle that it's hard to make out, just feeling into whatever arises in the body. Any emotions or any feelings or any sensations at the thought of connecting with this ancestor. Maybe there's a lot of joy. Maybe there's a lot of grief. Maybe there's a lot of mixed feelings and emotions. Maybe there's some rage. Maybe there's some confusion. Noticing anything happening in the body, any temperature changes, any densities or tension or openness. And finding a space here to breathe with this ancestor and just finding that open space for you guys to engage. Taking a moment here to either ask whatever questions you might have for them or just be with them. A few deep breaths in as you experience them. Nice. Noticing if your body is shifting from an activated state, overstimulated state, into a more relaxed state of being. Maybe your body starts to soften. Maybe it starts to melt into this experience. Maybe there's emotions that come up that feel pretty heavy or big. And placing a hand anywhere on the body that you might feel that, and tuning in and just reminding yourself, you're here, you're safe. Connecting with your lineage, connecting with your ancestors can feel very, very expansive and very, very activating as well. So staying grounded here and just remembering that you can at any time decide that you're done, and that's okay. If you feel called to continue, I invite you to imagine yourselves embracing, and either you embrace as you sit or you stand up and you hug, but imagining yourselves hugging each other and just noticing what it would feel like to hug this person. And maybe you remember hugging this person in the past, and you feel those similar sensations and you feel so connected. Maybe you feel the velvety softness of their skin, or maybe they were super, super good huggers. You remember how that felt. Taking a moment to take that in. How does it feel to energetically embrace this person, this ancestor? Maybe you start to remember the smell of their skin, the way it feels, the temperature of their body, the energy that they used to carry and maybe still do carry. Sinking into that a little deeper, seeing if you can stay for just a little longer, really relishing in the moment of connecting with this person, with this energy, with this ancestor. Maybe you start to notice certain colors or clothing that they might have worn in the past. Any sounds that they might have made, ways that they might have moved. And as you gently come out of the embrace, I want you to imagine yourselves walking out of whatever space you're in and into a beautiful, natural area. And in this area, notice what there is. Maybe there's ocean or grass or trees or all of the above, or mountains or rivers or streams. Notice whatever there is around you. And take a moment to stroll through this space with this ancestor, taking it all in through all of the senses, the smells, the sounds, even the taste. Maybe you guys took some spicy mango on your walk, and I'm sure my abuela would have loved that. Maybe you took some tamarindo, or maybe you took something else, right? Whatever you might have taken on your walk, maybe it's just some water. Noticing the tastes, the smells, the sounds, the sights, the touch that you might have shared. Maybe you go hand in hand. Maybe you lock elbows and stroll down. And just taking in this experience, this image, this movie in your mind, taking it in, dropping into it as if it were happening right now in real time, and finding a gentle way to thank them and tell them how much you love them as you walk. All the things that you wish you could still share in this lifetime with them. Opening up the channel of communication so that they know what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And as you near the end of whatever trail or walk or space that you might be walking around in, I want you to take a moment to look this ancestor in the eyes and say, I am here with you. I'm still connected to you. And I'm so happy and proud that you're part of my lineage. Thank you. I love you. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, deep sigh out of the mouth. Twice more, just like that, breathing in, feeling the belly expand, breathing out, exhaling out the mouth. Once more. And release. Beautiful. Gently opening your eyes whenever you feel ready and joining me back here in real time, in the present moment. I'm like, where are we? Wow. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. That really felt like a trip back to my abuela's house in Mexico. I saw us maneuvering around that area and that space, and I was so touched and surprised at how beautiful it was to imagine myself hugging her and hugging this person, you know. And I don't know how it felt for you, but I want you to stay with that love energy, whatever energy you felt today. I want you to take some time to maybe journal about it, tap into it, or you can do this again, do it all over again. But this is something that I feel like is perfect for any relationship in your life that you feel like it's not here anymore, like it's not on this earthly plane, but it's a relationship that you want to continue to develop in the spiritual realm. And that's how I feel towards my abuela. That's how I feel towards a few other ancestors of mine, but it's strongest with my abuela, and I really felt that connection as we walked through these different steps today during this meditation. And so I'd love to hear your experience. If you're willing to share, you can post it in the comments below and just let me know how this landed for you and your ancestor or ancestors. Maybe there was a whole group of them. And I really hope that you come back to this practice anytime you feel disconnected from where you came from and your lineage and whoever came before you, right? And again, all emotions are welcome here. I know ancestral stuff can be very, very complicated and confusing sometimes and multidimensional, you know, because these people in our lives were multidimensional. And I want you to invite all of it, you know, focusing in on the things that really remind you of who you are and why you're here, but also acknowledging the things that might be difficult and might be a little bit more hard to swallow. It's all welcome and it's okay. And anywhere that you feel in the body that you're like, oh my gosh, I feel some tension around XYZ thing or XYZ energy, you put a hand there and really focus in and tune in on the sensations beneath it, just letting your body know it's safe to be here. It's safe to be present. I'm here right now. And the beautiful connection can coexist with difficult feelings and emotions about whoever it is that you connected with, right? So thank you so much again for doing this with me today. If you want more stuff like this, I invite you to get on my email list because I send videos like this every single week. And if you're in that inbox party, you'll make sure that you don't miss a single one. They're especially great if you want to build a soulful business and you want to deepen your spiritual practice. So if that sounds like you, go to the link below, sign up on my website, and you'll get instant access to a few free resources along with these emails coming to you every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao for now. Bye.